Welcome to The Real Ray with me, Ray. I am a professional hairstylist, cosmetologist, and I'm here to bring you information on how to do things at home. Specifically, we are in part 2 of our bleach in a foil series. So in the last video, we talked about how to actually apply your bleach inside a foil and what foils do and tips on making that better. For this video, we are going to take Susan, who still has her foils in it from the first video because we are filming back to back, but I'm going to do just like we did when we did bleach all over her head, and we'll do some foils here with volume, 10 volume, 20 volume, 30 volume, and 40 volume. What I'll probably do is just do like a few back-to-back foils so that there's still some of the leftover color underneath, because I think after we tone it, that'll be fun to be able to look at and compare what the toner did to when it was lifted to the appropriate level versus when it was lifted to her orange level. Those Wella Color Charm toners are not designed to go on, but we did it anyway because why not? All right, y'all, so I'm gonna get started foiling her, and I will just kind of speed that up just so y'all can see what I'm doing. And my plan is to let the 5 volume and 10 volume process for longer than the rest so we can see like how they do in comparison. Let me know what sort of challenges you're having or like questions, whatever, in the comments below, or what sort of videos you need to have more information on so that I can make sure I am helping y'all in that way. If you are enjoying this video, make sure and hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that for me. It helps me to grow my channel. And if you want to make sure and get notified when I put new content out, hit that bell. All right, let's get started. So while y'all are watching me foil Susan, I just want to talk about a couple of things. Number one, I decided to do back-to-back foils on her, and so that she'll have like a full surface area on her head for us to be able to tone and see. When you're doing foils on your hair at home, you're probably not going to want to do back-to-back. And if you're doing back-to-back, you kind of like might as well just do like an all over bleach application, which would be a little bit easier and up your volume a little bit. I would say, I don't know, I guess like a baseline amount of space to skip would be like a finger or so. Just kind of think about how you want it to look in the end. Like, do you want to have like a lot of space in between foils or a little, and how thick you're doing them? If you're doing your foils very thin so that they lift up more, but you want a bolder highlight, then in that instance, it might make sense to do like 2 back-to-back, maybe 3 if you're wanting like a thicker chunk. Otherwise, just skip however much. And I just really think it's best to start with less, and you can always add more. And I've said this before, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Anytime that you're doing any sort of like home color service, I guess you can't really do this foil wise, but like color wise, get like a little strand of the back and try to color it up under here so it's not your entire head being covered, and you make sure you like how it turns out. Foiling wise, I would say maybe you could do just like a small piece like in the front and see how that turns out if you wanted to do a test run before you commit to doing like a bunch by your face in case it turns out like super orange or something. But be patient. Bleach can sit on for a while, especially if you're doing a lower volume. And remember, when you go to tone, just tone according to where you're at, not just because it's like a popular toner and just because whatever you pick says like light ash. You have to think about the canvas you're putting it on, and if it's not the right canvas, it's not going to get you there. Anyways, like I've said through this whole video, let me know in the comments below what sort of questions you have so that I can help guide you during your home hair journey. All right, y'all, I'm going to let you get back to watching the video, and we'll talk soon. One more thing to this video that I think maybe I didn't do a great job of explaining in my first bleach video is that mannequin hair, although it is real human hair, does not take bleach or color or toner as well as hair on an actual human's head. So just keep that in mind as you watch these videos, just so you know. Anyway, back to the content. Okay, so as you can see, we've got Susan all foiled up. And so we've got her 5 volume, 10 volume, 20 volume, 30 volume, and 40 volume. It took me about 5 or so minutes to get each section done. And then after that, I let it sit for 10 minutes before I did the next section. And so let's take a look at her foils and see how they're looking. I think that is looking pretty good. I would call that definitely a pale yellow. It could safely come up lighter than that for sure, so we can let her sit a little longer on that section. And so that one sat for 1 hour and 20 minutes. 10 volume, which has been sitting for 1 hour now. Could definitely still lift a little. And again, she doesn't have any like natural heat going on, right? But this one's probably only a little bit darker than the 5 volume and hasn't sat as long. So I feel okay about that. This is 20 volume at 45 minutes of processing. It's looking pretty good. Still a little orange in there, but we've definitely got some lighter pieces. We'll let her cook a little longer. 30 volume is gonna be tough to get into. There we go. Foils on top of foils. Looking good, kind of about the same, maybe a little bit lighter than where the 20 volume is, but really not by much. And so that was a 30 volume, which has been on for 25 minutes. And then this is the 40 volume, which has only been on for 10 minutes. And that's how we're looking so far. I'm gonna let all this sit probably about another 20, maybe I'll let it sit like 20 to 30 more minutes, and then we'll rinse her and see how everything looks. Thank you so much for watching my round 2 bleach in a foil video where we foiled Susan. Here are her results. I think she's looking great. So as you can see, her hair lifted pretty nicely and fairly even considering the different volumes, and we did the 5 volume and the bangs, and that lifted pretty well. Not quite as well from the other ones. And then we have our 10 volume right here, 20 volume, which I feel like probably did the best, 30 in this corner, and then 40. And keep in mind, you know, we let the 5 volume sit the longest, and as we made our way up to the higher volumes, we didn't let it sit quite as long. Make sure and stay tuned for the next video where we use the Wella Color Charm toners that we used last time on her now that she is an appropriate color. All right, y'all, again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure and do that, and I will see your beautiful faces next time. It's the Real Ray. Bye.